The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Super Bowl recap right here on the Players Lounge. Let's ride. Oh, hey, it's Heckma Harrison.
Hey.
On the Players Lounge.
Hey.
I'm Newey Scruggs.
Hey, what's up, Newey?
Yes.
What's going on, man?
Danny McCray, who picked Philadelphia to win the Super Bowl 35-24, is out. I don't see Danny. Barry Church, who picked Philadelphia to win the Super Bowl 28-21.
I know you're disappointed, America.
Is gone. So yeah, the players, the former Cowboy safeties are not here. I didn't get a text. I didn't get a warrant. Did you?
No, it's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. I expected this. I expected this. I stood on it all season long, Newey.
Yes, you did.
I stood on it all season long. And first and foremost, before we get started, before we get to cooking, let me just say happy birthday to Barry Church, who's usually sitting right here. My man BC, not in the place to be, out on the slopes right now. And I'm sure he's listening to the Players Lounge. So happy birthday to you, bruh. But back to what I stood on all season, Newey. I basically said that, hey, the Philadelphia wasn't a business, was what I said, right? But watching that Super Bowl yesterday, it was a hell of a Super Bowl. And I can't front. I can't come in here and just say, look, that they didn't bring their A game, because they absolutely did. Offensively, they scored 35 points. And in any other universe, you win when you score 35 points, especially when you have the defense that the Philadelphia Eagles have. Unfortunately for them,
Dude from Texas Tech.
The guy,
Guns up. Guns up. Shot him down.
The dude on the other side, named Patrick Mahomes, bought his absolute A game and came in. And what a performance by Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, that offensive staff, man, they were cooking up yesterday. And it came to a point in that game where I was like, man, they are executing at a high level, especially knowing that they were not able to win a time of possession or any of that. So, hold on. I'm feeling the ominous. Wait, hold on. Hey, is it my guy? That's my guy. D-Mac, what's up, baby? Big 4-0. Talk to the people, man. They waiting on you. We're live right now.
Yeah, no, I'm okay, man.
Yeah, all right?
I'm okay.
And you know what? And I've always told people, the day after, they play the survival music, all that. Hey, the day after the Super Bowl is really tough. It's really tough to rebound from everything that you have to go through. I mean, look, man, I'm sure you ate a bunch of queso and nachos yesterday.
No, not true. Let me tell you something, okay? I enjoyed the Super Bowl, all right? But this morning,
okay,
we dropped the daughter off at school for the first time.
Oh,
so
you've been crying.
You've
been
crying. What a Kleenex
Yeah, you've been crying. He gonna pull in a heartstring so we don't get at it.
No, it's okay.
You pulling in a heartstring right now.
It was harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Hell yeah.
But I had to be strong for the wife, because she was struggling.
I mean, man, when mine dropped off, she wanted to go. She was happy.
Mine too. She bye mommy, bye daddy, and I was like,
really?
Yeah, she did.
Wow.
Now say
that's a different breed.
Here,
That's a different breed.
I mean, look, she's fine.
Better watch her.
Yeah, we've been more emotional than she has. And I'm like, my wife see me smiling inside. I'm like, oh goodness gracious, I gotta go to work today.
My son for a month cried when we got to the exit.
No,
when we got to the exit, don't take me.
No, she whined when we got there because she thought it was the doctor's office.
Oh,
and then once she realized it wasn't the doctor's office, she was like, yeah, okay, bye, mom. She got her toys and she started playing around and stuff. And then I think we both got that view of like, oh, yeah, we got to leave.
Yeah.
Here's the difference for you. I can tell you what for me was I had another one at the house. So we went. We still had somebody that needed us some responsibility. But you just got one like you do. Then
listen. I had to take my wife back home. It was so quiet in the house. Because it's usually the nanny upstairs and then, daughter's up there. She's like, hey, mommy, hey, daddy, every time the door opens. And this time it was like, just silence. And I was like, should I leave my wife here? Because I think it's too quiet. And I was like, I guess this is what empty nesting feels like. And she was like, don't do it. Don't say it. Oh. I was like, yeah, let me get to work. Let me get to work. No more. No.
Hey.
No.
You know what that means.
One and done.
You know what that means. That's right. Hey, baby. You know, you didn't hear nothing upstairs. You was at home by yourself. That was
all that being said, shout out to Jalen Hurts for having a hell of a game last night, and Patrick Mahomes for
good
doing
about
what he did. About Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know how I feel about Jalen Hurts, man. I think he did phenomenal. Now he gave away a touchdown. He gave away a touchdown.
He did do that.
And he wasn't shaking. He came right back. Hey man, nothing is gonna make me stumble on this one. And he took him down the field. 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown.
Yes. He was on his way.
Tied a Super Bowl record.
Yeah.
On his way to being the MVP.
Yeah, he was.
No, look, I remember all the talk at the beginning of the year about, all right, Philadelphia's got all these draft picks, so they can take their time to find that college quarterback.
Yeah.
And basically to replace Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has solidified himself, and this is going to be a guy that we see dueling with Dak Prescott here for a long time here to come. Between Dak and Jalen Hurts, the guy was phenomenal. Both quarterbacks. I mean, for Patrick Mahomes, heck, I said it to you earlier, Danny, you were here in the pre-show, but for Mahomes to do that on one ankle with dudes that I'm sitting here during the game, who are these receivers? Forget Kelsey. Kelsey's in his own class. He's a guy who's got Hall of Fame type stats on his resume. But like these receivers, and then the play calling.
Yeah, I think it was more of the listen, Juju Smith-Schuster can be a number 2 guy. And with Travis Kelce in there, he is the number 2 guy. But the way that they drew those plays up, the guys were open.
Yeah.
They were the passes that Patrick Mahomes were completing were to wide open guys. The way they tricked them on that speed motion, fake comeback twice for touchdowns, absolutely crazy.
And all that is studying tendencies. Obviously, you're looking at Slay and recognizing when you go in motion, Slay is turning his back, not even look. He going right to the. He's going
because he know he got to fight through that traffic.
And they hiked the ball on him, and he had no clue that it was coming back there.
And then they went to the other side.
That's maddening.
Take these.
Love it.
They wrote about that. So it's on social media about Eric Bieniemy had watched the Jaguars game, Jaguars-Eagles, and noticed that. Okay, in this play, this is what they do. So they ran it twice, and then you see in the second half, and that's where Andy Reid was giving Eric Bieniemy credit, and just this is what you have an offensive coordinator for, who's going to find something out here. Hey, look at what they're doing, and this is what we can do here. And you talk about that second half, a 24-11 Chiefs outscoring Philadelphia in that second half. Dude for the Eagles, defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, got out-coached. I mean, he got out-coached. I mean, you talk about they weren't just open. We're talking about 10, 11-yard. I mean, no one's around them at all, man. Yeah. I mean, this is that kind of thing where you guys are pointing at each other, looking at you.
That was some of the easiest throws that I've seen be able to be made in that type of game against that type of defense. Because we've seen the Philadelphia Eagles defense, and they know slouches. They know how to play the game. And Bieniemy and Reid came out there in the second half, and they had them dialed up. And that's how you want to see it.
Yeah.
That's how you want to see it. So, I mean, good for them.
And the point that I made was about them scoring 35 points. Again, in the Super Bowl era, you score 35 points, you're supposed to win that game, and especially with the defense that Philadelphia has. But I've said it all season long. In the trenches, they were stout, but they had some problems on the back end. You've seen those teams be able to make those big plays against Bradbury and Slay, even though Pro Bowl, all that stuff, they had some holes in the secondary. And if you were looking for them to be weak in any area, that was going to be it. The way that Kansas City found those holes, I think, is what has everybody in amazement, because you're not used to seeing Philadelphia's defense and receivers running, streaking, butt naked, wide open down certain seams. And they talked about it yesterday, man, about Kelsey and how his ability to just be open, the way that they specifically designed plays for number 87, right? It's doable. Yep. You can get your star.
Are we going there? We going there?
No, we're not going there. I'm just saying that you could get your star the ball in wide open spaces, and you saw them scheme up for that. Look, there was a certain point in this game that I was like, man, Philadelphia is killing them. Time of possession, everything. Jalen Hurts, those big plays for Jalen Hurts in the first half, man, it was like they're gashing Kansas City. Kansas City did not have much of a pass rush. Their defense seemed like they were off balance, especially with their first drive. I mean, in our group chat, I won't expose all of our group chat, but I will say that I was like, look, this is a scout team. You know, the way that they're gashing these guys. And, you know, I don't know if you guys read the 33rd team.
That's what Robbie Gould said that Jalen Hurts was, a guy that you could.
Because I've been waiting to get on him because make him throw. He threw it.
Look,
he ran it.
My point. that was my point. Is Jalen Hurts showed me that he has big playability in his arm, not just with his legs. He was extending those throws down to his receivers. There was a couple with that one, I think, right where Smith stepped out of bounds right at the 4. If he puts just a little bit more air under that, he walks into the end zone, but he was under duress. But there were just times in this game I was like, oh, that's new?
Whoa.
Yeah. No. But ain't no love.
The dude ain't
no love.
Hold on, wait. The dude ain't been doing this all year?
Ain't no love.
Hold on. Jalen Hurts ain't been making those throws all year? This ain't new?
Specifically in the Super Bowl, I'm watching him, and I'm saying to myself, I wouldn't, if I was a gambling man, I wouldn't have woke up today saying that the quarterback that had 304 yards and the one that had 168 yards, that was going to be Jalen Hurts with the 168. Let's not act like he hadn't been efficient throwing for 125 and 4 of those throws were for big plays or 5 yards and they yak daddy the rest of the way. Come on now.
You minimizing Jalen Hurts' game to like
Listen,
4 games out of the season.
What I'm not doing is
4
maximizing.
games out of the season, he had stats that look like Patrick Mahomes did when we just said Patrick Mahomes had a great game.
Hey,
right?
Man.
185 yards, 3 touchdowns. How many times has Jalen Hurts done that and also added 2 rushing touchdowns?
Don't come in
here
with that L.
talking about his new.
Don't come in here with that L.
Don't
come in here with that L.
All I'm saying is you cannot say that you watched the Eagles play all season and believe that Jalen Hurts was a new quarterback last night. Like that's something that you didn't see him do the entire season when he was second in MVP running.
What you're doing is you're taking the point that I'm making about the way that he played yesterday.
No.
And you're blowing that up to be something much bigger than what it needs to be. I was actually making the point about the 33rd team and what they said about him to even give this brother a compliment. So let me do that. It hurts for me to do that, okay? But I'm doing it.
Him and the big bazooka, the system guy.
Jalen
Hurts a system guy.
He is that.
Now
he is that. I mean, what quarterback is it? What quarterback is it?
Okay, so
byproduct of the system?
Okay, so
what
Patrick Mahomes a system guy then.
Andy Reid's system.
Oh, no, that's fair.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
Andy Reid's system.
If they both system guys, then I'm okay with that.
That's fine. What quarterback goes out there without an OC or a head coach that's calling plays?
But you know that's not what Michael Parsons meant when he said it.
Correct.
So let's not even act like that's the same thing.
First of all, hold that L. All right.
L?
And then,
I don't play for the Eagles.
Hold your L, D-Mac. Don't you do that.
I don't play for the Eagles. What do you mean? My guy, the guy that I was rooting for had a hell of a game.
Okay.
I've said on this show many times and said, who do I want to do good? I want to see his story continue to be elevated because he's been through the lowest of the low, some of the hardest moments that you can ever go through, specifically in college, getting benched for Tua in the national championship, going to Oklahoma State, getting the brakes blew off of them in the college football playoffs by LSU. Earlier this season, like you said, they looking for a guy. They looking for reasons to find another quarterback, and all he did this year was take his team to the Super Bowl, get to the Super Bowl, and have one of the best games that we've ever seen out of any quarterback to play in that game.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for the dude. Happy for Patrick Mahomes too, man. He played a hell of a game. High ankle sprain, I've had a couple of those. So to see him go out there and be able to do what he did on a high ankle sprain.
Second leading rusher, 44 yards.
Absolutely.
For Kansas.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce is a first ballot Hall of Fame receiver, tight end, whatever you want to call him, because can't nobody guard him. He is Mahomes and then it's Kelce as far as being the 2 biggest difference makers on that field yesterday.
Let's take a break. There's one person involved in the game we hadn't really hit on yet that I look at not just this game, but several games.
Okay.
That this person has performed, I believe, at a very high level at. We'll do that next. Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison. I'm Newey Scruggs. This is a Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, ShaveLogic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit ShaveLogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
This is how we country music's party of the year is coming to the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco. The Academy of Country Music Awards are always bringing you country music's brightest stars together under one roof, and no one does it country like Texas. Witness history on May 11th. Get your tickets at SeatGeek.com.
All right, that is Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray. I'm the Restriction Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos. All right, Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the second Super Bowl that he's been a part of, and he was also the defensive coordinator for the New York Giants when they upset the 18-0 New England Patriots. And I look at Steve Spagnuolo and I just say, here's a guy that knows how to coach in these Super Bowl games. That defense recovered a fumble for a touchdown, got robbed of a second one, by the way. I thought they got robbed. I thought there was a catch and should anyway. But
what is a catch, Louis?
Whatever.
What is a catch?
It all depends
Please
on the
tell
day.
me, what is a
all
catch?
depends on the day and whatever the league wants to. But the defense was good. They had they got to Hurts, forced a fumble, sacked him twice. I just look at him and just say, here's an underrated guy of somebody that's in these games. And you can say, well, they gave up 35 points. You won the game. They only gave up 11 points in the second half. He made the adjustments he needed to do. They've always been kind of a bend but don't break kind of defense.
Absolutely.
But they got the job done. And it's just kind of interesting when we pass around credit. I think about how Steve Spagnuolo has always gotten a little bit, but not a lot for what he's done. If you're a coordinator coordinating 3 Super Bowl teams here, you're doing something right, and you're having an understanding of the personnel.
Seems a little common for the Chiefs, huh? Because I feel like the enemy get the same type of treatment.
Oh, well, I mean,
we talk about the quarterback.
Credit not passed around to the right people.
Yeah,
that's a theme, huh?
Yeah, it's a theme.
I like it.
It's not, I mean, I'm trying not to.
Nah, it's cool, man. That man, he came in with some good stuff. Like really, the game-winning stuff. The game-winning film session, the film study moment came from Eric Bieniemy.
Right.
It's 2 touchdowns on those plays.
And I think, I don't know if you guys were baffled from the coin toss when Kansas City won the coin toss and gave it to Philly, deferred to the second half. I was like, whoa, don't do that. Get the ball. Go down and try and score. Because Philadelphia historically this whole season has been one of the better first half teams in the NFL. And they showed you right from the word say go that they came right down and they scored 7 points. I thought that was the first mistake. I was like, no, you don't want to do that. But you're right. He had a defense that I believe Spags was on a bend, don't break thing, but it was more or less for how they were going to perform in the second half.
Here's why I'll disagree, and this is just my thought process. All right, you know what? Get the ball in the second half. Because one or two things will happen in the second half. Either the Chiefs will be ahead in the first half, and here they go, get ready to try and put their foot on you in the third quarter to start the game. Or if they're down at halftime, they've got the ball with the ability to go down here and all right, let's get rolling. So, and the second part of it happened where, all right, they're down, they get rolling. Okay.
Mine's a little different. It's you have Patrick Mahomes on your team who you've seen multiple times within the 2-minute offense be able to make a play. The biggest momentum you can get is scoring right before going in the half, knowing that you're getting the ball back when you come out of there. Either if up or down, it's just, hey, man, I got a guy I know. If I give him 50 seconds at the end of a half, most of the time I'm going to get some points out of it. That's momentum, and then knowing that I'm coming back out and getting another shot to get some. So, to me, always when I have a quarterback like that,
10 or
defer.
You're thinking 10 or 14 points right there.
Easy.
In the middle part. Mike Lombardi always talks about that. The middle part of the game is where you can win it. But, yes. But there was just so many times just watching, Patrick Mahomes just, be able to all right, they're winning at halftime and got the ball in the third quarter, or vice versa. I mean,
that was a hell of a gamble, though, guys. I mean, it was. You're down by 10 at half, and at that point, the Eagles are already looking. They scored 17 points in the second. They scored 17 in the second. So what are we talking about here? They were on their way, dog.
So you say, take the ball, score first. I mean, the first time they got the ball, they scored a touchdown. Kansas City did. While Philly scored, they scored too. So I mean,
that's why I say it was a gamble on their part to give Philly, because I'm taking this in retrospect to how they've performed all season long in the first half. All right, you want to try and get out there, and you're right. They scored. Kansas City came right back and scored as well. But finally, that defense did start. They stood up. And let's not act like I'm not going to sit here and act like Philadelphia's defense didn't stand up in that first half. They did a damn good job. Sure. They made adjustments. Whatever they did, there are people that argue about adjustments at halftime, but they made some adjustments. They saw something. And let's not act like that offense from Philadelphia just hit the cold button. They scored points. They continue to score 11 points in the second half. I go back to the fact that if you score 35 points, you think you're supposed to win that game, especially with the number one defense.
Unless you got the dude from the Chargers.
Yeah, I think that field goal. when they went for the field goal after they've been going for it on fourth down so many times, and I'm like, Kansas City, they're gonna get some momentum. They're gonna come back. You know it. And they went for 3.
Great point.
It's hard not to take because it's like 4th and 4. It's like a longer situation, but it's like, man, these dudes starting to catch on fire. That puts us up by 6. They got to score, and they up by 1. Like, you got to go through all this, and they got the points.
Right.
But
smart play by them. Okay. To me, the other difference was that meant Kansas City had to be perfect, and they were.
Oh, they were.
That was just a great thing.
But they were perfect the whole second half.
Right. That's what I mean. That meant you guys got to stay perfect. And if I'm, when I'm thinking of Sirianni, hey, man, at some point in time, we got this defense. We'll get something. That's your thinking, because who's expecting anyone to be perfect? And they were perfect. 0 penalties in the second half for Kansas City. 0 sacks allowed in the second half for Kansas City. 0 sacks allowed in the game. They just did not miss anything. That's why I think of Mahomes. I'm blown away. It's like, this guy and this offensive, they were perfect.
There are times,
that was amazing.
There are times when you're watching the game, and I have to imagine as an offensive coordinator or a head coach, and you're looking at your defense be out there, and you say, yeah, we probably not get another stop. Because, like I said, the way they dialed it up and the receivers were so open, you can tell they had them off balance, and they figured something out that the Eagles could not understand where they were coming from, what route concept was coming. And I would have sat there and been like, yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm going for it on 4th because I don't think we can stop these dudes. This may be a difference in the game. I've been going for it on 4th down the entire season.
So you said instead of go for it, were you talking about the
I don't know, man. I may have called a timeout and been like, hey, man, let's do it. Do we have one of those plays? Are we sure we can get 4 yards? Because if we do, this may be a really good time for us to go for that, because you just know, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes,
can't leave him no
Aaron
time.
Rodgers, those guys when they say, "Oh man, I'm down by 6. I need 7."
Yeah.
We
good. We good.
And when he kicked it and was up by 6, everybody who's watching that game says, "Yeah, that 7's coming. They'll be down. They'll be down before you know it."
And your point was proven, but I look at just the thought process of what he had at that time. We got a good defense. We've been really good all year long. Can we find it? Can we get one time? And they couldn't do it. And I go back to the crazy thing is what you're saying is I watched that Philly Patriots Super Bowl, and it was exactly what you said. It was like, hey, man, we
better not give him this ball back.
Nobody stopping nobody today, right. So we pulling out a Philly special. That was the thing. And Doug Peterson talked about, hey, man, I wasn't leaving nothing out there. I felt we had to go keep going. I just thought what Sirianni was thinking at the time of, hey, man, one time, our guys can get one. We go stump.
We can get a stop.
You go stumble into one. That's what you're thinking at some point in time. And he was wrong. And he was wrong. He was wrong. But I don't blame him on that. I thought this is just me. I'm watching the game. Okay, I'll do that. That makes I'll do that. I'll do that.
So you who believe that Patrick Mahomes is gonna have a hell of a game and have a statement moment, say, you know what? Yeah, our defense is gonna stop this guy. This immovable, this unstoppable, this train that's running through everything at this point in the second half. Somehow we're going to figure it out. Knowing that you would just watch these dudes be wide open for that whole second. I'm talking about wide.
You know what I said?
Danny, you're right. You're right. And I'm just telling you.
You know what I said?
I would have.
Can't stop him.
When I saw how much time was left, I said they're going to be asking him, hey, Patrick, where are you going to celebrate the Super Bowl? I'm going to Disneyland.
I said, at that point in time,
you knew what he was about to do.
Right, but they were just like, can they be perfect? I mean, they were perfect. It's just, at some point in time, you're just thinking the law of averages just once, and it didn't happen. And you know what? Yes, fault me for not putting Mahomes into that Tom Brady category.
What?
Mama, here come that man. I'm just thinking that your defense can get you one.
We watched the Buffalo game last year.
And the same way Kansas City's defense.
Buffalo, Kansas City?
Kansas City's defense got you
Changed the overtime rules.
Changed the overtime rules.
Yeah.
Hey, because his dude is like that.
Side note. Come on, man. I know you had to love the Serena Williams commercial where she redid the Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday. Yeah. I was gonna text you, but I was like, I'm gonna save it for the show.
Unbelievable.
So
Unbelievable.
I'm sitting there with the family repeating it. What is that from? That's from the movie Any Given Sunday. We repeat it on the podcast a lot of times. She didn't do it all the way, but she did it good enough that for the diehards, she understood where he was going. I wish they could have somehow had Al Pacino bust through in there for her, but that was going to cost him too much money. Yeah, Al doesn't do.
They had Serena, man.
But it was good. But it just. You look at that guy right over there. You see a guy that'll go. That is. So I'm sitting on the couch watching with the family, and I'm just repeating the line. So it was good. It was good. Yes.
I was like,
what y'all think about the Tubi commercial? Did it throw you off, man? Did it make you look for you? The Tubi commercial really got everybody.
See, the thing is, I got to go YouTube it because I watched it at home, and as I said, we were preparing for the daughter to go to school the next day. So I was in the middle of being daddy and all that stuff, and then I got on Twitter and I saw people tweeting about it, and I was upset that I missed it. So I'm gonna give myself a chance to.
It confused perfect timing. Perfect timing. The way that it happened, it was perfect timing.
Did it confuse you?
Hell yeah.
It got you?
No, it got me. I'm looking around like, who's sitting on the remote? No, there was a bunch of good commercials, man. I think the commercials in the Super Bowls fell off for a couple of years, man, but they had some really good ones.
They did. They worked on their game. People worked on their games.
They gonna spend that much money on them. They wouldn't hear somebody say they had the best.
I didn't understand YouTube spending all that money to have a cat act like they was playing piano. I didn't get that one.
Cat's out the bag.
What doing?
Yeah.
But hey, not my money.
But some of the most watched videos on YouTube, on Instagram, and all that stuff are cats.
Animals.
So it fit right into all the people that are really on YouTube and stuff that you're gonna start seeing.
Okay. You know what? You know that audience. Okay, I don't know that audience.
Yeah, people like to watch those animals, man.
The cat, a lot of cat ladies. Okay.
There's cat men out there too. Yeah. They got men. They got a lot of cats.
I don't know those people.
They
I don't
just
know those people.
I'm not going to even get in that.
They got millions of followers on YouTube making a whole bunch of money off them and they pet cats. So you know what? If it was, I go buy me another one.
Okay. All right. I did enjoy Ben Affleck's Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
That's the one I didn't see.
Good one.
I don't know how I missed that.
He did a nice job, man. He did a nice job. I liked at the end where the wife comes up and, this way you say you're going. You say you're going to work. So anyway, I enjoyed it. When we come back, your thoughts on the Super Bowl halftime show. I had one person who complained to me about it, so I want to get your take on Rihanna doing her thing with a special guest at her performance. We'll talk about that with Heckman Harris and Danny McCray. Newey Scruggs Players Lounge is brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Get ready for a new season with brand new gear. Visit your local pro shop or log on to DallasCowboys.com. A Fanatics experience and upgrade your Cowboy Nation wardrobe today.
Thank you, Heckman Harris, and you're in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos. Barry Church is that way. We got Danny McCray sitting in here. I am Newey Scruggs. Cowboys end up having a very good week, by the way. It was after a show we did here one day, and I walked upstairs to walk out, and I see Steve Weish from NFL Network. I never see Steve Weish here. You don't ever bring Steve Weish here because you have Jane Slater from NFL Network. So Steve is here, and a massive crew of not NFL Network, who Steve works for, NFL Films people. What's up, Steve? Hey, how you doing? What you doing? Oh, we doing something with Jerry. And Steve keeps himself closer. We're friends. So all right, Steve is holding on to something here. And I see all these people, then they go in and shooting the stuff out front. I'm like, man, smell like Hall of Fame type thing. Hit up DeMarcus Ware a little later on. About week later, hey man, really hope you're getting out HOF, man. I'm really rooting for you. Nothing.
Can't say nothing because he gonna spill the beans.
D Ware and I are cool. He always get nothing, and then so I ended up watching the special over the week after he got in, and then it just like I thought they came over here and they did it all here at the Star. Jerry had his coat on, unveiled him, and then D Ware was there with his wife Angela. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Chuck Howley. Overdue. I'm very sad that one more time the Hall of Fame wants to put someone in when they can't really enjoy it because Chuck is dealing with dementia, so his son was there. And then, of course, Dak Prescott getting the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Many times you've done the read for the Faith Fight Foundation for him, so he's honored as the Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner to become the 4th one in Cowboys history. I thought that was pretty cool. So great week for the Cowboys.
That's amazing for Dak, especially how it ended for him this season, for him to end on knowing that one of the highest honors that you can get in the NFL is getting the Walter Payton Man of the Year. And Dak got it.
I would say he's the highest.
Because he is, like, he's that guy. He's that guy. He's a great leader on and off the field. He really cares. He really puts his time into making sure that he gives back to other people, and it shows. And I'm glad he was rewarded for what he's been doing throughout his entire career.
And that's why I ask people all the time, man, how can you not pull for Dak Prescott? You know, I know there's a lot of hate, as you saw yesterday when he's getting the award. Philadelphia Eagles fans booed. That's why they're despicable human beings. And but him pouring in to the community and doing things like he didn't have to do that with his time. He didn't have to set up a foundation that helps people and that's a part of mental awareness, cancer, and all of the things that affect him. You know, I mean, so many people are affected by so much that they don't even try to pour into the way that he does. And he's just a phenomenal dude, you know, and I love that about him. I love that about his character. Hey, man, he was there. I hope he was able to suck it all up. Because, man, we need, hey, I need you there in the helmet and shoulder pads, dog. You know what I'm saying? He was suited and booted, but yeah. let's have that helmet on.
Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Ware, old teammate of mine, former teammate. Well deserved. Wish it was last year, but well deserved. And
great guy, though.
Look forward to hearing the speech.
Yeah, great guy. 138. I mean, these are numbers that are just crazy, and especially in this passing league, guys are going to get there and just over the years. But we'll realize how the league has changed. You know, with rushing records and things like that. Emmitt's record may never ever get broken because of the way that the league is transformed. But really happy for DeMarcus Ware getting in, and Howley. Those guys that have paved the way for so many to be here and do the great things that they do, to get that respect and acknowledgement from the Hall of Fame. You know how much it means to former players. And I thought that was – I just think DeMarcus Ware is no one more deserved. He's one of the nicest dudes you ever want to meet, you know, and very genuine as a person.
At two amazing moments that I think of with D. Ware's career. One was he and I, Christmas Eve at Toys R Us off 114, trying to buy gifts, and he kind of knew things were at the end for him with the Cowboys. And I said, you're going to be fine. And he was worried about, what's going to happen next. And like, you're going to get a job, by the way. And you're going to get paid.
Right.
And he was sitting here. I mean, this, as all he's done in his career, he was in doubt, like, I don't know. I'm like, you're going to get a job. You're going to make a lot of money. And then when he's at the Super Bowl Levi Stadium and the Broncos win it, and he and I were doing an interview, and I just said, remember that Christmas Eve? And it was just, and his face lit up. It was just really cool to see someone who, and Danny, you've been there as a player where you've got this fear and uncertainty about what's next. And then to see him go from that moment of here to the apex of what you get in that industry. I was really happy for him, and I was happy for him in a way that when I got to cover Dirk Nowitzki, to see someone at this low point and then get to this high point, knowing that, one, it was earned, and two, they're just damn good people.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I would hope we can convey on this show of how good of a person that D. Ware is, and I hope Dak Prescott can enter that same category where you see a really good person be able to climb the highest mountaintop of the sport and have that moment, because it's pretty cool when you see it. I got the first Super Bowl I was ever, it was John Elway's Super Bowl. That was really cool to see everything that it meant. And then he kind of admitted that, I lied to you guys saying that, I didn't have to win a Super Bowl for my career to be great. That was really cool. So, congratulations, D. Ware. Wonder who the band is going to be for his for the act. You know, you're the Hall of Fame. You got to have a little party. So who's your?
Oh,
yeah.
Jared gonna hook him up.
Well, no, he can hook you up, but first off, there's Jerry's party, and then there's over here. Justin Timberlake, what he did, they made a tent stage for Jerry. Made it on this golf course. They created it. And then the next, so nobody did theirs. And then the next everybody had theirs. Like LT had T.I. T.I. was great.
Yeah.
I mean, we was right on the stage, man. I'm sitting there singing with T.I. and John Randall, hanging out here with Tony doing stuff. I'm out here living the dream, baby.
Yeah. Well, a long way away from vanilla.
But I'm like, it wasn't Timberlake, because Timberlake was really cool. And then Emmett had Belle Biv DeVoe at his, man. That was
what?
Cool. Yes.
Let you know about that.
Miss her, kiss her, love her. It was great. Emmett got mad at me because I brought in more than the +1.
Oh, you that guy?
Yeah.
Well, I tried not to be that guy. But Matt Berry was on ESPN. So I had my photographer. Right? I made sure my photog got in with me. So Matt Berry from ESPN wanted to slide in. Come on, man. Come on. I'm like, I don't know. So got him in. Now, you know I don't drink, so I'm all good. So they all want to take pictures with Emmett. Yes. Emmett realizes he works with me, and he got liquor in his hand.
Oof.
So he got in free and he drank.
And he drank the liquor.
And Deuce looked at me. And I got it.
Here's the thing for me. I'm just thinking this. If DeMarcus Ware was probably at the Super Bowl yesterday, Jay-Z was in attendance, it would be so fitting for him to have Jay-Z as his. I mean, that would be some.
Goodness gracious, you might spend all your.
What I'm tying this into. What I'm tying this into is Jerry pockets.
Nah, Jerry ain't.
That's good. Jiggle man.
Not for Hov.
Not for Hov.
Yeah, you ain't getting that.
Well, Rihanna was there, so maybe he saw Rihanna.
He can't afford Rihanna either.
Damn.
Nah.
She gonna be busy.
Yeah, she had before. She ain't made music in 7 years. She ain't performed in how long? Now she got a baby on the way.
And you know all the songs. I thought the halftime show was tremendous. I thought it was tremendous.
Outstanding.
Look, my thing is I historically judge halftime performances off of some of the greatest ever.
Okay.
And to me, so greatest ever Super Bowl performance. Give it to me.
Oh, here we go. We're going back to old school.
Yeah, but you might be able to participate in this, youngster.
Old school. All right.
Tell me.
I'm gonna let you have this. I'm gonna let you walk. I'm gonna let you.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
I'm not going there.
If y'all didn't see Prince in Miami, I'm sorry. Prince in Miami, Purple Rain, and it starts to rain. One of the best halftime performances ever in life.
True.
But what that got to do with what we said about Rihanna's?
No.
We just said it was a great performance.
I'm basing this off of greatest halftime performances.
No, was it a great performance?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all we said. It was a great performance.
Okay, so for me,
I expected more.
Prince is number one, but I wasn't looking at her. Oh, you better be better than Prince. I better see it rain on you.
No.
Rihanna came out there and did all that pregnant. Not little pregnant.
And I'm like, I have stage fright. She all up in the air.
But you didn't know she was pregnant then. See, it wasn't until afterwards.
But everybody who came up with the show knew she was pregnant. So then they had to fit it to where she.
First of all, I would have been like, you better get the show.
We ain't flow.
I knew she was pregnant.
How you know?
Because you could see it.
No, I'm talking about before. I knew she was pregnant during the show when it first came out. I'm saying, but before that, when they were choreographing the show, all the people who were setting it up knew she they knew she was pregnant.
No, I mean that show, what I saw was great, and I have also been in the building for several of these things. So you see, man, the work it takes and whatnot, man. What she did was, man, I looked, girl, no, I did it.
No, she did.
It was fantastic. Hey. I was entertained. The songs were great. I think I liked it more than last year.
What?
Let me finish. Last year I was there, sitting 7 rows from the top of the SoFi Stadium.
Now you got to take yourself out of that.
So literally, I couldn't see. I saw a stage, but I saw like Eminem looked like an ant, and I didn't know where he was because they had those different levels they were at. So I had to start watching on my iPad. So
you could just be like me, okay? I don't care where I was sitting at. I thought last night's performance, because I'm a Rihanna fan, was better than the prior year. And the prior year was great. But I enjoyed that show better last night.
When I went back and watched it, and then I saw what Rihanna did last night, I thought she did a better job. And last year was great. And now they're on a trajectory where we're watching good shows. I saw Bruno Mars do it at that Super Bowl.
Bruno Mars had Beyonce.
When they beat down the Broncos got beat down by Big Russ. Bruno Mars was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was for a while, man. They was rolling out a bunch of old dudes. After the Janet Jackson thing with Timberlake, they rolled out a bunch of old dudes.
Well, they got Jay-Z on it now.
Yeah,
you know,
Rock Nation is on.
Yeah, Rock Nation.
No, this is look. I'm not taking anything away from her performance. Like I said, I only look at those performances based off of some of the greatest that we've seen. Doesn't top Beyonce at all. I enjoyed it all. And definitely last season when Snoop came out in the sixth. What are y'all talking about, man?
I mean, that was cool, but I like it.
Jay, what are y'all talking about? Are you kidding me?
Like I said,
I love Rihanna did your thing. I mean, and to know that she did it also pregnant, that even adds another element to it. But dog, come on now.
Well, you look for real. If you look at any playlist I got, there's more Rihanna songs on there than it is any of them other dudes that we was listening to last year. I'm just saying that's just what it is. When I listen, the songs you heard last night, I was like, oh yeah, you're right.
I'm opposite, but also
the guy with the glow sticks in the club.
Coming in, man. That's when Jay-Z was on that song. Yeah, I had my umbrella.
Run this town.
Work. I got all that. It's not like you act like he please.
I love it. I said it was good. What are y'all talking about?
Now, the first thing you said was, I'm going up in historic. You didn't.
No, when I'm
Heckma reminded me of a phone call I got last night from someone just like Heckma, and then I'm realizing it's not meant for you.
What do you mean it's not meant for me? What are you talking about? I enjoyed it.
You're in an older demographic. No, they're not trying to get you, man. They're not trying to get you, man.
That's absolutely not.
It's okay.
That's not what's going on.
They trying to get Danny.
I'm looking at.
They getting Danny.
They got me.
They get my kids. You're not there, man. You out.
It's
you out here. What up, Prince?
Prince.
Anybody with any music
Before
taste.
Before he died, I want your kids to know something, okay? And more stand the time when they're clapping for
You are ridiculous. You are ridiculous, and that's not the point.
You kids don't know who Vanity 6 is.
That's him. I'm gonna start calling you Back in my day, Hick. Back in my day.
That's not what it is. No,
and Michael Jackson came out when Emmett went into halftime, and Michael popped out.
Y'all better go back. Know your history, kids. I know they're erasing a lot of history, and you don't know who.
But they ain't gonna erase Prince.
Hey man, you better go back and check
Everybody
that out.
going to watch that.
Amazing
State
show.
of Florida's taking the Prince halftime show out the books. Taking out the history, taking out the library.
So you doing a good service to everybody, okay? You the historian, man. You the historian.
Unbelievable, dog. I can't believe y'all put me in that category. But whatever. You ask a question, I tell you the truth.
Trying to say you so you didn't get done like Stephen A. Smith. That's all. We trying to help you out.
It's all good, man. I enjoyed the heck out of it. And then the background dancers, man, I thought they were on point.
Oh, they was.
I marveled at how you could have that many and that many folks be on point. I'm like, wow. And then just knowing she was pregnant, see how I'm like, she's got to be tired.
Bro, she wasn't 6 weeks.
Right. I'm like,
she was pregnant.
She's got to be tired. And if she rolls up, I'm like, that's high.
I'm scared.
We've been in those stadiums. We have been in those stadiums before. We know how high. Like, this ain't no 30 feet off the ground. It's up there.
She's up there.
And you could kind of see it shaking a little bit. I'm like, man.
She held it too. She was singing.
Yeah. No, she was phenomenal, man. She was phenomenal. I got nothing but love for her. And, like I said, I've seen some of these shows and what they do, so props to her. And anybody that rolls out there that does, that's a hard show to do. Yeah. You have no idea how quick it is and how they run them out.
13 minutes.
And the people who are in the hallways getting it in and running the thing out there, taking it off, it's a hard thing to do. And props. And you a mom doing it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You already a mom out doing another child. All right, Heckma Harrison. Danny McCray, I'm Newey Scruggs. That is a play. Thanks to Chris Beam and everybody here at DallasCowboys.com radio who make it happen. We'll talk to you next Monday right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?